thing or two.
Huh.
Starring Deborah Kahn
You are very difficult woman.
and Yul Brennan.
Etc. Etc.
Wednesday night at 8 on Channel 61.
When they first came out, we gave good reviews to some of the Hollywood war movies we've been talking about on this program. For example, Rambo. But by the time the characters and images in those movies get diluted for the children's market, by the time they're recycled into toys and T-shirts, scooters and trains and fatigue uniforms, we're not talking about just movies anymore. We're talking about an attitude toward war that says war is fun, war is a game, war is something that would be great to grow up and be able to take part in. The Vietnam War is a war that, as you know, was fought on American television, and many of those images came into the Hollywood movies that were made about Vietnam, but today's Hollywood vision seems closer to the gung-ho shoot-'em-ups of John Wayne. Well, on this segment, we've taken some of that actual documentary television footage from the war in Vietnam, and we've intercut it with footage from Rambo. The contrast is pretty dramatic. The contrast between the invincible Rambo and the stark reality of the real thing is pretty dramatic there. It almost makes you forget that Hollywood itself is also capable of some pretty stark realism. For example, look at this scene from Francis Coppola's great movie Apocalypse Now. Those are the kind of images of Vietnam that Hollywood made when the televised image of the war was still fresh in people's minds. Rambo is a good entertainment. I liked it on that level. Apocalypse Now, though, was a serious movie about a very serious war. I guess one way you can tell the difference is that there weren't any Apocalypse Now toys. What finally bothers me the most is that Hollywood doesn't seem to think there's any difference between making action movies for grown-ups and recycling those movies into toys for small children who learn that being Rambo is a whole lot of fun.
So really what we're saying here, as I listen to us, is, you know, what you could have done to solve this problem, all you people associated with Rambo? You could have made your movie, and that was fine, give us a positive review, but someone could have made a moral decision and said no to licensing. That's what it could have done. Commando, we're not going to license it. I don't want to license it. Schwarzenegger involved, the producer, any of these people, the studios, whoever says no.
Somebody should have come in and they should have talked to the toy companies, and when the guy from the toy company said, well, we're going to market this machine gun and we're going to advertise it as being suitable for children 5 years old and up, somebody, maybe Sylvester Stallone, maybe his agent or the vice president of his company, somebody should have said, well, gee, isn't 5 just a little low? Maybe this whole idea of trying to get that extra dollar out of selling these toys is just not a good idea. Maybe we should just be happy with the $200 million we've made from the movie.
Yeah. You would think that would be enough to get by on, wouldn't you? Well, that's it for this week. Next week we'll return with reviews of 4 new films from the beginning of the holiday movie season. We'll take a look at One Magic Christmas, starring Mary Steenburgen as a mother who doesn't believe in Christmas, And in Fever Pitch with Ryan O'Neal starring as a newspaper sports reporter who gets caught up in the subject he's investigating. That's sports betting. That's next week, and until then, we'll see you at the movies.
Tatiana, created for a woman to love and a man to remember. Parfum Tatiana by Diane von Furstenberg. Shasta, more taste, more pizzazz, more flavors than anyone has. Say it, I want a pop, I want a Shasta. Nestle Crunch, it's creamy milk chocolate and crispy crunchies. Chocolate is scrunches when it crunches. That's why you'll love Nestle Crunch. From out of the ocean comes a unique blended seafood, new delicacies, now in the frozen food section.
This is Gemma Joseph. Next on Connecticut Now, an early American Thanksgiving in New England. The traditions, the food, and the celebration of the early 19th century recreated at Old Sturbridge Village. That's coming up next on Channel 61.